Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, night dwellers. Come on in. How are all my night dwellers doing? Hello, everyone. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Rebecca Wolf. Hey, Jessica, Miss Jessica K. Hey, Palm. Hey, Julie. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Judy. Hey, Mary. Is it heavy? It's not real heavy, no. No, they made it very, very well. I have had this one in my box for the longest time, and I finally went in there and got it tonight. Hey, Bossman. Hey, Ohio girl. Hey, Lisa, rise up for love. Let's go ahead and start sharing the line. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Kingfisher. It is. Let me get that off. I'm glad someone said that. So glad you said that. There we go. We got it. Hello, Anne. Hello, Anne B. And you're finishing up dinner. Hey, Tardak. Hey, Spitfire. Hello, Mia. brand new here, my name is Bryn Morgan. I am a horror author. I'm also a teller of every kind of scary story you can imagine. Do you like scary stories? Hey, Pastelina, Pink. Hey, Penny, how are you? Hey, X. Hello, Lulu. How are you? Oh, thank you. Bossman, thank you for sharing the live. Hello to everyone in YouTube. Tonight is Chiller Monday, and I've got some chillers. I'm not standing up tonight. Have felt kind of oogie all afternoon. Hey, Tabitha. Welcome into story time. Hey, love. Yay. Wow. Oh, what the heck? I'll show the dress. a brick red. Has a full skirt, sequin. Jim rocks. Thank you, Mia. Hello, Brenda. Yeah, I like a darker red sometimes. Oh, thank you, Shirley. Yeah, it's super sparkly, Spitfire. Super sparkly. Jesse, thank you for the follow. Jesse, do you like scary stories? Hey, Angie. Don't forget your daily heart me, that does help out. Hey, Siamese. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Kelly Marine. If you are brand new here, if this is your first time, come in and say hello. The Night Dweller family would love to meet you. Five minutes. It's just me. Thank you, Jan. Hey, Cece. It is good, Jacqueline. Hope it is for you. Hey, Janet Cookie. Hello, Billy73. Do you like scary stories? Hey, poor Jesus kid, good to see you. Oh, good, Billy. Then you came to the right place. Hey, Turtle Woman. You did. Let's shake off that Monday, okay? Monday is behind us. The work day is behind us. Let's just shake it off. Time for some stories. Oh, Nana Sherry, you're talking about Cherry Hill? Oh, yeah. I was thinking that today. Hey, Justine. Oh, don't shake. Shake off that Monday. Let it go. Hey, Pamela. I'm telling you, Cherry Hill is going to be a roller coaster ride. You'll need to buckle up on Sundays. One minute. Fluffy, I love your name. Welcome. Do you like scary stories? Oh, thank you, Justine. Thank you, thank you. Hey, who's that girl? Hey, Just Bethany. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Me too, Nana Sherry. Grab your popcorn, your drinks. Hey, Nikki. Hello, Rose Wiles from Virginia, the beautiful state of Virginia. Two stories tonight. Welcome, night dwellers, to Twisted Tales Live. I am your host, Bryn Morgan. I am a horror author, and I am also a teller of every story category you can imagine. True crime, serial unalivers, urban legends, cryptids, aliens, possession, lore, Appalachian horror. Did I cover it all? Maybe not. Stephen King. Short stories. Did I cover it all now? Probably not. Still missing a few more. But that just goes to show you that I tell them all. Tonight is Chiller Monday. So I got to thinking. Do you remember back in the old days of Twisted Tales Live, when I used to tell 2 stories a night, about an hour apiece? I decided that Chiller Monday is going to be a double story. Yes, tonight I am going to not be telling just 1, but 2. The first one will be the Banshee. The second, the Chupacabra from Puerto Rico. If you've never heard of it, get ready. But first, let's get ready for story time. Hello, Tanya Jean. How are you, darling? Hey, Alabama. Lower your lights. Lock your doors. Light a candle to chase the shadows away. Pull your curtains nice and tight. Wrap yourself in your warmest blanket to avoid the chills that are about to crawl up your spine. And let's begin. This is the night realm. You are my night dwellers. I am your night queen. This is a warm, safe, loving, welcoming environment where you can come in for the next couple of hours and hear a bedtime story. How special is that? There is no judgment here. And the only vampires that I don't like are energy vampires. You know the kind. They come in and suck the life out of your room. Not here. I have night watchers guarding the gates, so be careful what you say or chat. And let's begin. Night dwellers. Tonight I bring you the whispers of women, wives, daughters, mothers and sisters, whose nights were scarred by something that moved in shadow and drank only silence and blood. A creature born of rumor, supposedly, yet baptized in real wounds and real grief. They call it El Chupacabra, the goat sucker. But to those who saw it, it was far more than just a name. This story will not be told by hunters, nor officials, nor scientists who tucked monsters into microscopes. Tonight, you will hear the story as it belongs to the women who stayed behind, the women who carried the screams into the dawn. Come closer, night dwellers. taste the copper in the air. Smell the iron sting of drained fields. Listen as the women speak. Chapter 1, 1975. Aurelia's Goats, Puerto Rico. I rose before the sun, apron still dusted with flour, expecting bleats of impatience from our goats. Instead, there was only silence that morning. The kind of silence that feels like a held breath before the scream. I opened the gate, and the first goat lay folded at my feet. Its body was strangely light when I lifted its head. My fingers brushed its neck. There were 2 round holes, dark as if ink had been poured into the skin. No tearing, no blood spilled, only emptiness. The goat had been drained of blood, and the only 2 marks were those puncture marks on its neck. It's as if something had drained it dry. I pressed my ear to its side. No heartbeat. Just the faintest smell. Metal. Sharp. Bitter. As if a handful of coins had been left too long in the water. I staggered deeper into the corral. And all the goats, all of them, 12 of them, were all the same. One by one, bodies like husk. The straw beneath them wasn't stained red. It was clean, too clean. My husband cursed and nailed new planks across the fences. I've never seen him so mad. But that night, I sat awake by the window listening. I was holding my newborn daughter. The lantern hummed. Moths thrashed against its glass, and somewhere far beyond the fields, I heard a branch snap, like a brittle bone. I was only a farmer's wife. But that morning, the land taught me something men forget. That silence is a predator, and it knows your name. I don't know what it was, but something had drained all 12 of our goats. Every drop of blood. Gone. Question. If your animals lay still with no sound, would you touch them or run? Chapter 2, 1995. Madeline at the window, Puerto Rico. I was 14. I just remember that the night was thick with heat and guava rot when I leaned at the window. And still to this day, I cannot get over what I saw. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't a man. It was upright and thin and moving like it had borrowed walking but hadn't learned it completely yet. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Spines ran down its back like broken glass, and its head was too large for its body, too heavy. It was almost as if its head would fall over, like it couldn't keep its head upright. But the main thing that stands out to me was its eyes. It was just black pits that caught the light, reflecting back to me. And there was the smell that hit me next, clay and musk. Reptiles stink like the lizard cage at school left unclean for weeks. It paused beneath the street lamp, tilting its head toward my house, toward me. My mother's hand grabbed my arm, cold and trembling. Be still. Don't move. We were both trembling. We both knew to stay quiet because that's what the farmers said to do. I had heard about a creature that was going to all the farms, killing livestock. As we lay there by the window, crouched down low, I couldn't hear anything. It was as if even the frogs had went still. Their croaking had been silenced. And then I remember Mom rose from the floor. She peeked out the window. She saw it, standing just under the street lamp, and then it vanished into the shadows. The next morning was something out of a horror movie. Rabbits, goats, chickens lay dead. Same wounds, same 2 puncture marks in the neck, same hollow stillness. The newspapers called it a name I'd never heard before. I had just heard it called the bloodsucker. But in my town, my county, it was called El Chupacabras. I think I prefer bloodsucker more because that's exactly what it did. Because what I saw wasn't hungry for meat. It was hungry for us. Question for you, night dwellers. If something stared into your window at night, would you stare back? Chapter 3, 1995 to 1996. The mayor's sister, Canovanas. I just remember that Jose was about to go out of his mind. He was organizing patrols. The men left with their guns and flashlights. They were worried about the women. They were worried about the children. They were bragging like soldiers. You would have thought that they were going off to war, not to just go and kill a creature. I don't believe in all that hodgepodge about something walking around looking like half man, half dog. I just don't. But we, the women, were left behind in houses that felt too wide, too hollow, every creak a warning. I'm not like most women. I don't whine and complain and cry. My dad told me Don't be weak. So I haven't been. I told everyone that I would stay with the children. I checked the locks twice, 3 times. I pressed my ear to the door when the dogs began barking, then yelping, and then they went quiet. I remember that through the window I could see the beams of flashlights combing the hills beyond the town. Hear men shouting bravado in the dark. They were gonna get it. Tonight was its last night. But here inside, it was different. The walls pulsed with silence. The tiny baby that I carried stirred and started whimpering, and I knew something did feel wrong. I still didn't believe in a creature that walked on legs like a dog and had a face of a man, but I knew if something wanted in that house, wanted in there with me and those children, it would get in. Plain as day. If it wanted in, if something wanted in, nothing would stop it. No weapons. It would face us. My brother hunted the shadow. He had all the pressure of the world on him. You gotta find this thing. You gotta get rid of it. It's killing all our livestock. I came back the next morning. I just remember the look of resignation on my brother's face. Did you find whatever it was? No. He hung up his weapon on the hook, took off his hat. It keeps saluting us. It's smart. It knows what it's doing. It's outwitting us every time. Question. Who would you rather be in this scenario? The hunter in the hills chasing down the chupacabras, or the sisters and women waiting alone in the silence for their men to return? Chapter 4, 1996. Ramiro's widow, Mexico. I was barely making it as it was. Ramiro had died, and he died leaving me penniless. The only thing I had was our poor excuse of a farm. 16 sheep, 4 cows, 2 boys that should have been getting an education in school, but instead were having to stay home and help me. I remember my oldest son, Edwin. We had heard a big commotion the night before. I remember that the moon was very bright that night. It was illuminating everything. Edwin saw something out by the barn. He told me he was going to go check. Mario, my younger son, he wanted to go with him, but I ordered the boys to stay inside. I had heard of this creature that was killing the livestock. I told him to stay inside. We woke up around 2 a.m. in the morning. We could hear the bleating of the sheep. The next morning, Edwin went out to check. He ran back in the house. His face was white as a sheet. What is it, son? Mother, they're all dead. Who's dead? All of them. The sheep? They're dead. I ran past him out the door. That was what livelihood that we had. 16 sheep folded like paper, drained like wine cups. Edwin cursed the skies, his fists clenching around nothing, but it was I who touched the wool. I who pressed my hand to the punctures on their necks. I who could feel the cold seep into my bones. These poor animals had been drained of life, had been drained of all their blood. I can't get over the smell. The smell was sour and coppery and heavy enough to coat the back of my throat. I ordered Mario to go in the house and grab the sage. I told him to burn it all over the barn. I felt something that wasn't right. I felt evil. I felt evil. And even after we burned the sage, we still tasted it. For weeks, every breath of air was laced with the ghost of that night. We had to leave the farm. It wasn't just the sheep, it was the cows too. I remember when I was going to live with my sister, I told the boys to stay in the car. I walked the corral alone. 16 sheep, 4 cows, emptied like vessels. I still hear the bleeding, you know. I wonder what would have happened if I had let Edwin and Mario go out that night and check. Would they have been able to run the thing away? Would we have been able to keep our farm, our land? Meager as it was ours. I still dream of it, the sound. Question. If life could be taken so cleanly, what would keep you safe in your bed? And what do you think the chupacabras is? I would love to see your theories. Chapter 5. The year 2000. Lucia on the road. Nicaragua. It was dust. The road was a ribbon of dust and grit biting my teeth. We were poor. so poor. My father had sent me out to get a bucket of water from the communal well. I was walking down the road alone. And that's when I saw it by the ditch. Hairless. Gray. Its skin was puckered like dried leather that was stretched too tight over it. To be honest with you, it almost looked like a bat. Without wings, of course, but a very large bat. If you've never seen a bat face, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But for someone who does, that's what it reminded me of. That's what it resembled. A large bat. The smell hit me before the sight, though. It smelled so horrible. Ammonia, rot, like urine and death left to bake in the sun. It smelled so bad that I drew my shawl over my mouth, but it clung to me. Even when I made it to the well, I covered the bucket with my shawl because I didn't want the smell, that putrid smell, to contaminate the water. That stench followed me home like a shadow inside my lungs. The men called it a mangy dog, but I know what dogs look like, even when they're sick. This creature did not have one piece of hair on it. It was completely bald. This was not a sickness. This was something wearing sickness like a disguise. That's when the rumors started to pour in of this creature. I wasn't the only one. I wasn't the only one who had saw it. Called it the bloodsucker. But as I began to study through the years, I found out it's actually called the chupacabras. Question. You're out on a road late at night, and the road reeks of rot. Would you stop or keep walking? Chapter 6, 2000. Anna's Lament. Chile. I'm 45 years old. The only thing I have in this world is Diego, my son. He was 12 at the time. His father had packed his few meager belongings and left Diego and I alone. One night I sent him out for some wood. It was chilly. Diego was a good boy, but I would give him instructions and he would find 2 other things to do before he did it. One of the farmers had given us a baby goat. I have to admit, it was a cute little thing. Diego thought it was like a dog. The little goat followed Diego everywhere he went. He slept with him. He brought the wood in He said he heard something out of the barn. The next morning, he came to me, pale and shaking. We had 3 goats besides the baby goat. What's wrong, Diego? What's wrong? They're dead, Mom. I followed him to the corral and the first kid lay limp, its body too light. I lifted it into my lap, rocking it like a child, my dress soaking with dew and iron tang. I started examining it. What had killed it? And then I turned its neck, and there were these 2 puncture wounds. 2 holes in its neck, perfect as earrings. And I remember our dogs were barking and barking and then whimpered, and then they wouldn't even come near the barn. We had a few chickens and a cow. When Diego was nervous, he would whistle. He learned that trait from his father. So, the next night after supper, we were sitting out on the porch, as we always do. Diego tilted his head back. The dogs started barking. Diego, stop whistling. He didn't hear me. A 12-year-old boy. They don't want to listen to their mother. The hackles of the dogs began to raise and they began to growl. And that's when I saw it. Standing in the shadows by the barn. I swear to you, as I would swear on my mother's grave, whatever that thing was, it was watching us, tilting its head. For the love of God, Diego, stop whistling! Diego! I grabbed his arm. The thing was coming closer and closer. And that's when I saw that it was completely hairless. And it was hunched over. And then it stood up. It had to have been 7.5, 8 feet tall. And I remember its eyes. Those soulless black eyes. I grabbed him and we ran inside. We started to hear the cow, the chickens, the next morning. Our cow had been drained. So had the chickens, and they were just cast aside in the front yard. Chapter 7, 2004. Marla's Hands, Texas. Devin shot it. That's what men do, though. They shoot. They dragged that carcass into the light. Its skin was gray blue and rubbery. Lord, that thing was ugly as sin. Its teeth were too long, too sharp. He bragged. He called neighbors, but I was the one who touched it. I don't know why I touched it, but I touched it with my bare hands. And let me tell you, it felt just like leather. The hide was raw, dry, thick, almost plastic. It clung to my fingers even after I scrubbed it raw. The smell of that thing, like chemicals and decay, lingered in my skin. Devin was happy after he did it. But that night I lay awake. I just kept feeling that texture against my palm, like I had touched death wearing a mask. Chapter 8, 2007. Fitness Freezer, Texas. My husband Roger and Devin, they were the ones that killed that thing. I kept the body in my freezer. People came, cameras flashed, and the town laughed, calling us the family with the chupacabra. I didn't like that thing. I didn't like it at all. But my husband was proud of it. And at night, those 2 weeks that we kept it in the freezer when the lights were off, I heard that hum of that freezer like a second heart in the house. I smelled the preservative chemicals, sharp and sweet. And I went out one night and lifted that lid, and I swear I was passed out. It stank so bad. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't anything like a bear. It wasn't a wolf. But it had legs like a canine and long sharp teeth like a canine, but its face was all weird. Its nose was all scrunched up. It didn't have a piece of hair on its body. I don't know what that thing was, but I don't want to run into another chupacabra. I can tell you that right now. We had captured proof of that monster. And I just wanted it gone. Chapter 9, 2010 to 2011. Claire's Doubt. My husband is a investigator. He investigates everything. Bigfoot, you name it, he chases it. And my husband was absolutely certain. Film monsters, mangy coyotes, nothing more. He recited his evidence, but his breath would catch when survivors spoke, and his fingers would tremble when he turned the pages of reports. But he was really, really drawn to this chupacabra creature that was being seen in Texas and Mexico. He said he wanted to find it. I asked him if he really believed that the chupacabra existed. He said, yeah, there's pictures of it. There's proof. Chapter 10, 2020. Rosa's Rounds, Puerto Rico. always went with my father to work at night. Mom had passed away from cancer. And he would ask me if I wanted to go with him because I didn't want to stay in our little apartment by ourselves without him. I remember on this particular night, he was constantly getting new jobs, but this one, it was this big outfit, like a big ranch. And he said if he could keep his job there for a while, we would make some good money and maybe get an even more decent apartment. I wanted a bigger bedroom. So we drove out to this ranch. It was huge. I'd never seen so much land. I remember Daddy grabbing his weapon out of the back of the truck. He told me to stay in the truck. He was going to walk around and do his rounds of the southern perimeter. I had a flashlight and a spare if I needed. And I had magazines. I remember the night was hot and balmy. And there was just stables of animals there. You could hear cows mooing and horses neighing and goats and chickens. You could hear it all. So I saw my dad start to wander around, checking gates, checking doors. And then I kind of scooted down in the front seat to where my legs were stretched out. The window was down on the driver's side, so I stretched out. My shoes were hanging out the window. I was sitting there and I was reading the magazine. And then I felt something tug on my foot. I literally felt something tugging on the top of my feet. Dad? Is that you? Sometimes he would try to play tricks on me. I felt the touch leave, so I continued looking at my magazine, and then I felt it again. But this time, it was stronger. And I felt an actual tug, like something was tugging me. I actually moved on the seat. I tried to move my feet away, but my feet were held firm. And then I felt the pressure increase, and I started pulling, and one of my shoes came off. I raised up and slowly inched my way over to my dad's window. And that's when I saw it. It was this creature, half dog, half man, I don't know. It was holding my shoe to its mouth. I screamed. All I remember was seeing gray skin. I was shining the flashlight out the window. It had legs like a dog. I started screaming for my dad, beeping the horn, and the thing ran away. came running back to the truck. He asked me what was wrong, and I told him that something had grabbed my feet when I was hanging them out the window and took one of my shoes. He told me to never do that again. Dad continued to work there, but there were reports of livestock being left out in the field at night that would show up dead the next morning, drained of all blood. They said they had a vampire around there, a bloodsucker. I started walking with my father on his rounds after that. The chupacabra isn't gone. It's waiting. It's waiting out there somewhere. Do you think it's a vampire? What do you think this thing is that goes around and sucks the blood of cattle, sheep, chickens, rabbits, dogs, cats? What do you think it is? All I know, it's terrifying. And I don't want to see it again. Chupacabra, night dwellers. What is this cryptid? There's not a whole lot known about it other than the past 30 years of sightings, and those are pretty few. One thing I do know, it trains your livestock. It steals your peace. It steals your breath. It steals your nights as it steals your dreams. And still, if you listen hard enough and you hear your animals, your sheep bleating, your cows mooing, I'd go check. You never know what it could be. It might just be a chupacabras. And that is the cryptid story. Let's take an intermission. And when we come back, I am going to read the Banshee. I hope you enjoyed that one. What did you think of that one? The chupacabras. Let me see if I can, let me see if I can find some pictures of that. Hey, Leslie Marie. Yeah, Justine, hold on just a moment. Let me see if I can find some pictures of the chupacabra. Let me see. There's really so apparently this is what it's supposed to kind of resemble. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not terribly ugly. Right, I can see where people would think that it would look, you know, doggish. Let me see. So here is a another picture. Yeah, that one looks kind of mangy to me. But my thing is, how does it drain its victims of blood? You know what I mean? Like, how does that happen? So, yeah, the chupacabra. It's definitely hairless. You know, it does kind of look vampire-y. Is that a word? I think it is now. It's a vampire dog. Vampire-y. My new dictionary. There you go. These nails are dangerous. See, Shirley, it has fangs. So I would almost think vampire. I don't know. I think it looks vampire-y to me, but to each its own. Okay, so let me show you the dress. She is a dark, deep red. I would almost class it as burgundy, but not quite. So like a burgundy red, not a wine red, not that dark. Empire waist, long flowy skirt. I'll be happy when I'm in the garage, when I'm in my new room, and I can stand back and show you like full gown. But right now, this will have to do. But she is pretty. She's very sparkly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For all of you who have came in, who are just joining us, perhaps even for the first time, my name is Bryn Morgan, and I am a horror author. I am also a teller of every scary category story you can imagine. It is very sparkly, and the necklace I'm just loving. I've been looking for it for a long time. I've had it for about 3 months, sitting in a box. I was looking for something that would go along with these, and then it hit me because I couldn't find anything, and then it hit me, and I was like, hold on a minute, and I looked, and I'm like, you know what? These go with this necklace. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Alabama, thank you. It is sparkly. Hello, Jenny. How are you? So, everyone, just a couple things that I want to go over real quick. We'll get started. I'm sure people are popping popcorn and drinking drinks and eating chocolate and cookies. Yeah. I would almost say that too, little Tito, more like a ruby. So, last night was my first autographed signing of The Haunting of Hastings House. If you like my stories and the way that I tell them, you will love this. You will love this. This is the first book that I ever wrote, first book that was ever published, The Haunting of Hastings House. If you like ghosts, violent spirits, violent entities that are hell-bent on revenge, this is the book. This is it, right here. Also, I want to learn my YouTube audience. So, Friday night, 7 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m., I am going to be doing a meet and greet in YouTube. Not on TikTok, YouTube. 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Then I will come back over to TikTok and go live. So I will do it here and there. But the meet and greet is only going to be YouTube. Okay? So we want to go over there and generate some life. I do appreciate the ones that are in YouTube tonight. Hello and welcome to Twisted Tales Live. Lulu, I do not. I save it just for the lives. Bobby, my name is Bryn Morgan. So, if you want to be there for the meet and greet, guess what? You're gonna have to subscribe to YouTube, and it's free. Nice to meet you, Bobby. Bobby, do you like scary stories? We'll start here in about 3 minutes. The next story of the evening is the Banshee. Hey, legend of the 80s, how are you? Always so good to see you here. Cameo. I am going to be creating a Cameo. What is Cameo? Well, Cameo is for, let's say you want your husband to have, it's his birthday, and you want him to have a special greeting. So I will do it. He will get a special birthday greeting from the Night Queen, a new job, a new baby on the way, perhaps graduating from college, graduating from high school, you name it, the sky is the limit, telling your boss off, I don't know. But they will get a special greeting from the Night Queen herself. And I'll make sure that it's very Night Queeny. See, another word. You never know. I sang happy birthday to someone. I think it was Julie. I think I sang happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey, you never know. 2 minutes. All right. Thank you, Justine. Thank you so, so much. Got it, legend of the 80s. Got it. All right, everyone. It is time to get back into story mode. The next one is going to be the Banshee. Hey, Zoe-Ann. Hello, hello, and welcome in to Twisted Tales Live. I am Bryn Morgan. I'm a horror author. I'm also a teller of scary stories, paranormal stories, ghost stories, true crime, serial unalivers, urban legends, cryptids, Appalachian horror, possession, aliens, lore. Did I cover it all? Hopefully. We are now going to enter into the second story of the evening. Tonight is Chiller Night, and what is more chilling than hearing a woman cry before you die? But first, Let's get back into story time, shall we? Lower your lights. Lock your doors. Light a candle to chase away the shadows. Pull your curtains nice and tight. Wrap yourself in your warmest blanket to avoid the chills that are about to cool up your spine. And let's begin. Night dwellers, tonight I beckon you into the mist-wrapped hills of Ireland, where legends are carved not in stone, but in screams. The story of the Banshee is no fairy tale. It is a lament older than kings, older than castles, a warning cry of death carried through the wind. She is said to appear to certain families, tied by blood to their fate, and her cry, her terrible, soul-piercing cry, is a sound no living person ever forgets. Tonight, you will walk through the centuries of her legend. You will see her through the eyes of wives, daughters, mothers, husbands, sons, who stood frozen in terror as her wail filled the air. You will feel her, smell the dampness of her presence, hear her clawing voice. But be warned, once you step into the night realm of the Banshee, her lament lingers forever. Let us begin. Chapter 1. The First Cry. Long before the English touched Irish soil, before parchment and ink wrote history, there were whispers of a weeping woman bound to Ireland's ancient families. The O'Neills were among the first. One stormy night, a mother named Aine O'Neill rocked her feverish child in a thatched cottage. The air was thick with peat smoke and boiled herbs. Rain lashed the walls like skeletal fingers. First person. My son had never been sick, but he came down with this terrible fever. I did everything I could to help him. I held him tightly. He was growing hot. No matter what I did, he just kept growing more feverish. My husband told me to take him and lay him down on his bed. I didn't want to release him. But I did it. I was sleeping in the chair, watching him. I thought it was the wind at first, but then I heard it. A keening so sharp that it pierced the bone. She screamed, this loud, piercing scream. Once, twice, 3 times. And I knew my son wasn't gonna make it. He passed just an hour later. I can never forget her cry. It was so loud. I ran to the door and I saw her. A gaunt figure clothed in gray. Her silver hair was wild. Hands were clutching her chest. She was bent down at the window where my son lay dying on the bed. Her cry rattled the air until the walls trembled. And he was gone from me within the hour. The keening was for my son. And so the legend began. The Banshee. A forewarning that someone very close to you is going to die. This is one cry you don't want to hear. Chapter 2. Bound to Blood. It was said that the Banshee was bound to noble Irish families, and the families that they were bound to was the O'Neills, the O'Briens, the Kavanaghs, the O'Connors, and the O'Gradys. Each had their stories of her mournful cry. In the 11th century, Maeve O'Connor, a daughter of a wealthy lord, told of seeing her before her brother's death. I went to fetch water from the well. The night was still, yet the air stank of wet earth, and the silence of tasted of iron. It had almost a metallic taste to it. I looked out toward the moors, and on the wall of stone there came this great cry, thin, high, and endless. A woman sat there, perched on the edge of the wall. She was combing her long white hair with a silver comb. She was beautiful, but terrifying. Her eyes met mine, just dark pools. They were swollen and red from weeping, and they froze my breath. The moment I blinked, she was gone. I went back in the house and told my family what I had seen. My mother began to cry. She just fell to the floor, collapsed. I asked her what was wrong. She said one of us was about to die, that I had heard the Banshee. It was dawn. There was a loud knock on the door. And there he was, my brother, carried into the cottage, lifeless. The Banshee does not come for all night dwellers, only those chosen families tied by blood to ancient fate. Are you an O'Neill, an O'Brien, a Kavanaugh, an O'Connor, or an O'Grady? Question. If death came for your family, would you want her to warn you or never appear at all? In Gaelic lore, she was sometimes called Banshee, the washerwoman. She was said to be seen by rivers, washing the blood-stained clothes of those soon to die. One tale tells of Deirdre O'Grady, who saw her at twilight by the ford. It was so hot and stifling in the house. I just had to get outside and get some air. I looked down toward the river and I saw a woman. She was bent over the water. Her hands were raw and red, and she scrubbed cloth that bled into the stream, she did. The air smelled of wet stone and rust. I walked down the ford toward her, and I whispered, "Whose garments are those?" She lifted her head, and when she did, her mouth wide in a scream that never left her lips. Her teeth were blackened, her face soaked with tears, and she screamed, "Whose garments are those? Whose garments are those? Whose garments are those?" The next day, my husband was thrown from his horse, and he was wearing the very tunic I saw her wash just the night before down by the riverbank. We call her the washer at the ford, cleansing the dead before they pass. Question. If you saw an old woman with long silver hair brushing it and screaming and crying, scrubbing clothes that bled, would you confront her or run before your own name was spoken? Chapter 4. The Cry Across Castles. By the 14th century, even great castles were not safe. At Dunluce Castle, a servant named Bridget swore she heard the Banshee wail the night before the Lord's death. The cry rose over the battlements, it did, shrill as metal scraping bone. It echoed through the stone halls until our ears rang. We clutched our chests as if our hearts might burst. The air smelled of burning tallow, though no candles flickered. Men dropped their goblets. Women fell to their knees with the keening cry. Then silence so heavy you could hear the waves below. It was the Banshee. She was telling us that there was going to be death soon. By dawn, the Lord was dead in his chambers. Not even stone walls can keep the Banshee away. When it's your time, your family will hear her cry. Chapter 5. The Silver Comb. It is said never to touch the Banshee's silver comb, for it binds her to you. Here's the story of Sorcha Kavanaugh, who found something in the grass. I couldn't sleep. I was walking the grounds, and the moonlight reflected on something polished. I bent down and I picked it up. It was a silver comb. I tucked it into my pocket, and then I went back in the house. When I went upstairs and was in my room and was using the comb, the cry came, so piercing that it cracked the glass of my mirror. I felt a cold hand on mine, clawing, pulling. I want me comb back. She was demanding the comb back. The air tasted of metal like sucking pennies. My hair rose and my body stiffened. I dropped it. She vanished. Within the hour, we heard the sound of hooves coming across the drawbridge to the castle. They were bringing my uncle back. He was dead. Found cold on the battlement. To this day, it is said that if you find a silver comb in the grass, it is a curse. I would drop it if I were you. If you found such a comb glittering in the grass, would you dare to pick it up or leave it behind? Chapter 6. The Cry of Minnie. Some swore more than one Banshee would appear at once. That it's not just one. It is said that when 5 cry together, a great leader is about to die. In 1649, after Cromwell's arrival, Irish families told of hearing 5 shrieks pierce the night. Loud, piercing shrieks that would make your hair stand on end. The next morning, the Earl of Desmond was found dead, poisoned by his own wine. When their cries rise together, kingdoms fall. Why do you think that it is only the elect that hear the Banshee's cry? Why is it only these 5 families? Do you think there was a curse that was put on them centuries ago? What are your theories? Chapter 7, The Cottage Window. In the 1700s, Neema Byrne, a farmer's wife, heard a banshee outside her cottage window. It wasn't the first time that I heard it. It was the second. The first one was when my brother Patrick had went off to war. The night before he died, we heard her on the moors. It was raining and windy, and we could hear her cry over the wind. The second time, though, was the most terrifying. She pressed her glass to her face, and she was combing her hair erratically. She was pale and hollow. Then she took the mirror down. She pressed her face to the glass. Her breath fogged the pane. The smell of damp moss filled the room. She cried so loud that the shutters rattled. I covered my children's ears, but the sound sank through their skulls. By dawn, I found out that my sister had passed away. The Banshee's cry knows no barrier of walls or glass. Question for you. If she pressed her face to your window tonight, night dwellers, would you scream or stand frozen in silence? Chapter 8, The Silent Presence. Not all heard her cry. Some only felt her. Aline O'Brien swore the night her mother died, the fire went out, and the air grew ice cold. She smelled rotting flowers, and her ears rang with silence so sharp it felt like a scream. We knew about the Banshee in our family, down through the generations. Many of I heard her without seeing her. Sometimes the silence is worse than the cry. My brother, William, he was stomped by a horse. The doctor said he was going to be all right. But as we lay there in the living room, and he was resting in the bedroom, the fire went out in the fireplace. We could hear the wind. It became dark in the room. And it was so quiet. But we could feel her presence. We could feel it. William didn't make it through the night. Chapter 9, The Crossing to America. In the 19th century, Irish families carried their legend across the sea. In Boston, in New York, families swore the cry followed them. There was one widow, Mary Doyle, swore she heard the Banshee cry in the alleys of Brooklyn the night before her son was killed in a factory collapse. I heard it when I was a little girl. Just as clear as day I did. No one forgets the cry of the Banshee. No one. And when I heard that cry echo between the brick walls, I knew who she was. She followed us. She followed my family. My son was gone before the dawn. She follows the bloodlines across oceans. Night dwellers. Not even an ocean will keep her away. Question. Do you believe that the Banshee can cross the sea? Or is she bound forever to Ireland's hills? Chapter 10, The Modern Wail. Even today, families whisper of her cry. In rural Ireland, in lonely cottages, in dark hospitals, she is said to appear still. One modern witness tonight, a nurse named Claire, told of hearing a shriek outside the ward as a patient flatlined. My patient's name was Miss Mabel. A sweet lady she was. Old and frail with a head of white hair and the most bright, vivid blue eyes. She used to tell me stories about her homeland, Ireland. She'd been acting different all day that day. It was a Saturday. She kept talking about the death angel was coming for her. And I told her the death angel wasn't coming for her because she was too ornery and too sassy to die. But she kept saying it over and over and over again that day. The death angel is coming for me. He's coming for me, Claire. Will you stay with me? Will you stay? Of course I'll stay with you, but you've got nothing to worry about. He's coming for me. The death angel is coming. He's coming, I can feel him. She kept saying it over and over and over again until finally I gave her a little bit of a stronger dose so she could sleep. The floor was empty that night. I was the only nurse. I was sitting at the nurse's station. She had finally went to sleep. And that's when it happened. started to hear someone calling. Sounded like someone crying. Hello? I checked all the monitors. All the patients were asleep. Hello? Someone was crying. The cry was so deep that it seeped into my bones. Every hair on my arm stood on end. Louder it became. I heard monitors screaming. Down the hall, the cry was setting off everything. I ran from one room to shut it off, and it started in another. And then I entered Miss Maple's room. And that's when I saw her. Miss Maple's room was on the second floor. There was a woman outside the window. Her face was pressed to the glass. She looked right at me. I was so terrified that I ran out of the room. It continued for about 10 more minutes. And then I heard Maple's monitor beep, 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 beep. She flatlined. I started to do my research on it. And I firmly believe that what I saw that night, the woman with the silver hair looking in my patient's window, was the Banshee. She had foretold her death. And so, night dwellers, you have walked the long blood-stained path of the Banshee. From ancient hills to modern cities, her cry has echoed through centuries, not as a myth, but as a curse. Remember, her cry is not for herself. No. Her cry is not for herself. If you carry one of those names, it's for you. And once you hear it, be sure that death follows close behind. If tonight you hear the wind blowing at your window, listen carefully. It may not be a storm. It may be the Banshee's cry. Her cry is a thread through the ages of night. A silver-haired shadow, a voice of fright. She wails for the bloodline, the living, the dead. Her lament is a shroud where the brave dare not tread. She lingers in silence. She lingers in screams. She follows the bloodline. She follows in dreams. From shadow to shadow, from land to sea. Her cry is a curse that forever will be. My stories burrow deep where they cannot flee. And in the darkest corridors of your nightmares, you belong. To me. You do? You do. Pleasant dreams.